Hey there, welcome back. This is Chand from studyeasy.org, and in today's video we will try to understand how we can connect with the database and fetch the information and also display the information on the web page by taking help of annotation. Now friends, in our previous lecture we have already seen how we can do the same by taking help of XML file, and here is the exact project which we have built in our previous project. And in this particular project we have taken help of XML file, but we will update this particular project and we will do the same by taking help of annotation. As if now, if I execute this particular program on the web server, then it will definitely display the information from the database. Now we can see that the email address it shows is chandsheikh@gmail.com, and this information is getting fetched from the database table. Now let us check whether if we update this particular value and then does it gets updated in the web page or not. So firstly let us do this. Let us apply the change and let's click on finish. Let's refresh this page and we can see that the change has been reflected. So our web application is working perfectly with taking help of XML. Now let us add a new package in here where we will be defining a class with all the configuration related to this database connectivity thing. So we will highlight this src folder, right click and create a new package, and the name of the package would be org.studyeasy.spring.config. So we are creating a new package by the name of org.studyeasy.spring.config, and all the configuration related things would be placed inside this particular package. So let us click on finish, and here is our package. Now inside this particular package org.studyeasy.spring.config, we will create a new class. The name of the class would be appconfig. Let us click on finish. Now friends, as we already know and we have already checked how to deal with annotation and no XML based configuration. So in here firstly we need to add the configuration annotation. So let us do that. So let us quickly add the configuration annotation. Here it is. Alright, now moving forward we would be adding a method in here. The method name would be getDataSource, and it would be a public method. Return type would be data source, and the name would be getDataSource. Looks good to me. And we will return null as if now in order to get rid of the error from Eclipse. Let us add the required package as well. Fantastic. Now friends, in here we're gonna do one special thing. We will make use of the interface, which is nothing but driver manager, and the name could be like data source only, which is a good name by the way. Data source equals new driver manager data source, which looks fantastic. Let me also open the XML file real quick, and if we see the XML file, we have made use of the same class in the XML file as well, and we have created a yet another bean based on the app DAO implementation. So there are two beans. First bean is representing the data source, and then there is a yet another bean which is representing a bean based on app DAO implementation. So now proceeding further, in order to reduce the confusion, in order to rectify that we would be making use of 100% annotation, we will make use of only annotation and we will get rid of this XML file. So in order to get the project going, we would be making use of 100% annotation now. So let us add the required related properties inside this driver manager. I have already coded the required values. Let me paste it in here, and these are the driver class name, which is com.mysql.jdbc.driver. Then we need to set the URL. Now the URL may differ project to project, and in here this particular part which says project. This is nothing but the name of the schema, the name of the database. And then definitely we have the username and password. And definitely as we have this data source object now, definitely we would be returning the data source now. One very important thing is left, that we need to mark this particular method as a bean. So let us do that. We will take help of bean annotation. Alright, so this looks cool. So one bean is created, which is nothing but the bean related to data source. Now we need to also create a yet another bean. This bean would be based on this particular class, which is app.dao implementation. This class is nothing but a class which is created by us. This is a DAO class, data access object, which has all the related code for fetching the information from the database. And to this particular method we need to also pass in the data source object. So this is important, that we need to inject a data source as a constructor parameter using this app configuration, and which is very straightforward as well. So let us check how we can do the same. Alright, so now this particular bean would be again a public bean. The name could be given as app.dao, and it will return object of app.dao implementation. So we will say app.dao implementation. Alright, so this looks cool. Let us also return null in order to get rid of the error, and let us add the required package as well, so which is good enough. Now in place of this null, we need to return an object of app.dao implementation type, and we need to also inject the data source as a constructor parameter. And now we will do that, and look how easy it is. We will simply say new app.dao implementation, and we will pass in the method get data source, and that's it. So we are done with the configuration. This is damn easy. And we have also deleted the XML file, as if now this project will not work, because we need to do something more than that. We need to update the app as well. So we would be doing some little updates on this controller, where we were making use of this XML file, but now we would be making use of this configuration class. So some small little changes are left in this particular project, which we're gonna see in our next video, and that would be interesting. Till then, stay healthy, keep coding, and stay tuned.